Anna. Today I will read the ZACK file, A Ghost Named Wanda. Chapter 1. When the first spooky thing happened, I didn't even realize it was spooky. I don't know why, because I happen to like spooky things. Unless they are really scary, in which case maybe not so much. Oh, I better tell you who I am. My name is ZACK. I'm 10 years old, and I guess I've always been sort of interested in weird stuff. Stuff like werewolves and vampires and zombies and houses where you go into the bathroom and turn on the faucet and out comes blood. Stuff like that. To be honest about it, I've never seen any of the things I just mentioned. But then I'm only 10 years old. Anyway, to get back to my story, one night a few months ago, I woke up suddenly. All the doors in our apartment kept on opening and closing. The door to that room, my bedroom door, my bathroom door, the door to my closet, just opening and closing by themselves. I figured, hey, no big deal, it's the wind or something. So I went back to sleep. If I had known what it really was, I probably wouldn't have been so casual. When I woke up the next morning, the first thing I noticed was how messy my room was. Now, I don't want you to get the wrong idea. My room is always pretty messy, but this morning it was a lot messier than usual. The pants I had taken off the night before and thrown on the floor were now hanging from the roller of the window shade. The shoes I had tossed in the corner were in my wastebasket. My t-shirt was hanging from the light on the ceiling. My underpants were on my teddy bear's head. I was pretty sure I hadn't done any of these things, and I couldn't imagine who had. I cleaned up the stuff as fast as I could. It wasn't so much because I liked my room clean. I just didn't want my dad to come in and say, "What's wrong with this picture?" My dad is great, and I love him a lot. But he's kind of a neatness freak, and I really can't stand when he comes into my room and says, "What's wrong with this picture?" As soon as I cleaned up my room, I went to brush my teeth. And this is where I noticed some more goofy stuff. Somebody had rubbed soap all over my bathroom mirror and put saran wrap under the toilet seat. Had some kid sneaked in to play pranks on me? Or was something weird going on here? "ZACK, you up?" My dad called from the hallway. "Yeah, Dad," I called back. He stuck his head in my bedroom door. "Uh-oh," he said. I went back into my bedroom, and my mouth dropped open. My room was a mess again. Plus, all the electrical cords were tied into balls, and a framed photo of my Grandma Lee had a mouse check and bird drawn on it. This was no kid playing pranks. Something weird was going on. "What's wrong with this picture?" said my dad. I could tell that I was really upset by the mess. My mom and my dad split up a few years ago. Now I spend part of the time with him and part of the time with my mom. This place was always been neater than Mom's. Up till now, that is. "Dad," I said, "I just this minute clean my room, okay?" Just before going into the bathroom to brush my teeth, I swear. I know this is going to sound crazy, but I think we're being haunted or something. "ZACK, I don't mind if you sometimes get careless and leave your room messy, said my dad. But I really wish you wouldn't fib about it. I'm not fibbing, I said. I really did clean up my room just a minute ago. I did never leave it like this. The look on my dad's face told me he still wasn't buying it. But at that precise moment, the TV that sits on top of my bookcase floated gently into the air. Then it flew slowly and slanted across the room and landed on my dresser. My dad watched it go. His eyes were very wide. So were mine. You know, Jack, said my dad after a long time. I think I believe you after all. Chapter 2. Then I ran out of my room and escaped into the kitchen. We blocked the door with a step ladder. Then we turned around. Yes, it was even worse in here. The table was already set for breakfast. The only thing was it was set upside down. The cupboards were open and empty. All the dishes were piled up in a very tall stack, which was swaying unsteadily back and forth. There was no longer any doubt about it. We had a poltergeist. I read books about this stuff, and I know, but in case you don't, a poltergeist is like a ghost that like to cause trouble. They usually appear in homes with families that have at least one kid, and they trash the place. I looked at my dad to see how he was taking all of this. What do you think of our staying in the Wanda Inn tonight? Asked my dad. Oh, I don't want to spend the night in some strange motel room, I said. Flapjacks began cooking on the stove. They flipped themselves up into the air. Then they turned over and landed back in the pan. The very tall stack of dishes tilted in one direction, then in the other, then it collapsed with a very loud crash. Pieces of smashed dish flew in all directions. The refrigerator door sprang open, and all the food inside spilled out on the floor. On the other hand, I said, I hear this Wanda is can be really nice. Chapter 3. In school, it was hard for me to do my homework. And at the Horace Heights Y School for boys in New York City, there is a lot of work. I keep thinking about ghosts. Who even knew that what was going on now in my dad's apartment? I was thinking so hard about ghosts that I must have totally tuned out what we were doing in class. At one point, my English teacher, Mr. Hoffman, asked me something. I looked up startled. So, Jack, said Mr. Hoffman, what's your opinion? My opinion? I said. I cleared my throat and tried to loosen up my tie. Yes, well, I said, stalling for time. You know, sir, there were so many ways to look at the question. I didn't want to form an opinion too quickly. Jack, he said, it's my opinion that you have not been listening to our dictions. Oh no, I guess I haven't, sir. I said, I'm really sorry, but I have a lot on my mind today. Well, thank you for being so honest. He said, what's on your mind today? is more important than schoolwork. Portuguese. Some of the guys started laughing. Portuguese? Yes, sir, I said. Do you happen to know anything about them? Well, said Mr. Hoffman. I know the word means noses free in German, but what made you think about Portuguese? Well, I said, I know this may sound hard to believe, but some invisible force is working my dad's apartment, and I thought it might be a ghost. Portuguese. The kids in class were laughing so hard, they almost fell out of their chairs. All right, Jack, said Sam, and yes, sure, Jack. Anyone who believes in ghosts, said a kid named Vernon Matthew. It's a superstition, brought back. There was more laughter. Shut up, Vernon, I said. Vernon Matthew was a lad and only takes baths on weekends. He keeps his bubble gum behind his ear. He brags that his gym clothes haven't been washed since the 3rd grade. He's kind of a school lunch. All right, boys, that's enough, said Mr. Hoffman. You probably believe in the tooth fairy, too, said Vernon Matthew. Shut up, Vernon, I said. I sure wish I could have thought of something cooler to say than shut up, but I couldn't. Why don't you make me shut up, Birdbag? Said Vernon. Jack, Vernon, shouted Mr. Hoffman. I do not tolerate fighting. One more word out of either of you and you're both staying after school. Both Vernon and I got very quiet. That's better, said Mr. Hoffman. You know, although I don't believe in the supernatural, there are a great many people who do. And they are not all superstitious birdbags either. Vernon, what I suggest, Jack, is that you go to the library and do a little research. That was Mr. Hoffman's solution to every problem. Going to the library, come to think of it, that it wasn't a bad idea.